Okay, so we're interested in finding area of a triangle, all right? And normally the way we find area of a triangle is if I have a triangle, let's say this, which is say triangle ABC for us, that's triangle A, B, and C. We're usually given a height here, right? So this is say H, this side is C, this side is B, and this side is A. And so you would say, well, it's 1/2 base times height, right? So area of a triangle is given by 1/2 base times height. In our case, you look at the base, that's going to be 1/2 of, this is your base, right? So that's C times H, right? Now, typically when we're given triangles, right, we're not given the height. Okay, so what do you do if you're not given the height? So let's say I was given this angle theta. Okay. So in this case, what do I know? Well, I know that area is again 1/2 base times height, so H times C, okay? But this H, right, if you remember, how do I write this H? This H is nothing but B sine theta, right, or B sine A for us, okay? And so then I can replace this part here for H, and I get A equals 1/2 BC sine theta, or for us, if we use A as the angle, we can also write this as 1/2 BC sine A. Okay, so let's write down what the area of a triangle is. So for a given triangle, ABC, right, with sides little a, b, and c, the area of a triangle is given by A equals 1/2, or area, let's just write this as area here, is 1/2 BC sine of A, or I could also use 1/2 AB sine of C, or I could use 1/2 AC sine B, right? Depending on which angle is given to you, you can figure out, using any one of these formulas, you can figure out the area of the triangle, all right? So let's take an example. So find the area of the triangle here, where you have angle A is 62 degrees, side B is 36 degrees, and 36 feet, and side C is 29 feet. Now, notice here, I don't know what the height is, so I cannot use my formula 1/2 base times height, right? So what do I do here? First thing I notice is this is an SAS triangle. So I can use the previous formula that we just learned, and I know that area is going to be 1/2 BC times sine of A. Okay, and so that's going to be 1/2 of B, which is 36, times C, which is 29, and sine of 62 degrees. Okay, and that gives me about 460.9 degrees, right? 460.9 square feet. All right, so the area of this triangle is going to be 460.9 square feet.